Nessa girl, you gotta get in here and pardon me, honey. Tony came in here, slapped my ass, pulled my hair, and give it to me. And after he pulled it, it flew off and I couldn't find it. And then, girl, I had to clean up because we got people coming in time for the weekend. So I said, girl, let me get even. When I took a break and watched Black Ink Crew, I got a little excited, y'all. I said, ooh, this show is really good. So let me start off by saying this. Y'all hoes got me together last week because y'all said that I didn't know what I was talking about. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't. I didn't know Black Ink Crew had 5 or 6 seasons. And I ain't going to lie to you, I have no intentions on going back and watching 5 seasons worth of shit. Y'all just going to have to continue to catch me up to speed. But I did watch the Breakfast Club interviews with Duchess and Skye, which both y'all recommended to me. Y'all recommended that to me. And we're going to talk about that real quick before we get into this episode. Bitch, let me tell you something. Dumb people finna sue the dog fuck out of Duchess, okay? Duchess brought every piece of receipt ever known to man up to that Breakfast Club interview. And I was like, damn, listen, Duchess had so much paperwork for everything coming out her mouth. I'm starting to believe the bitch just got to be lying because she got too much damn proof. It was a perfect situation. So I say all that to say, y'all, I'm semi-caught up. I at least got a better understanding. All right, let's get into the real deal, bitch. Now, before we get down into the deep and dirty stuff, we got to laugh for a little bit. First and foremost, Skye. You can honestly tell ain't nobody in your life raised you right or gave you no kind of guidance, because that's what the fuck you thought to have on when you went around that lady house for the first time. Orange hair, mid-drift, hips all out, just looking like a New York streetwalker. Like, seriously. Like, you know, and it just goes to show there is a demo of people out there that just don't know any better. And I'm trying to think, okay, is it a Southern thing versus a New York thing? Or am I being judgmental? Or am I being too old-fashioned? And I think not. Considering the circumstance and what your public persona and perception is, it would seem to me that you would just try to have looked a little more all-American and a little more wholesome. I'm not going to knock you for your wig. If that's the way you want to express yourself, by all means, do it. You didn't have on slut heels, but you're meeting your children for the first time. You didn't think a shirt that just covered, just look regular. Like, look regular. You were going to, that shit was just all wrong. I'll say this though. Fat white fish that raised your kids, she is a godsend. And women like her and her family give me hope in humanity. You know, I have seen and been party to adopted situations where, you know, let me not even lie, let me take it all the way home. My mom adopted 2 kids, and there was a situation where, and there's 6 adopted kids in our family, and of the 6, 4 are related. And there was a situation where the 4 got up in age and they wanted to, they had caught wind that their father was potentially on his deathbed, and they wanted to go. We lived in Florida. I think this gentleman lived in Carolina, and they were really anxious and excited to at least try to go meet this man before he passed away. And I'm not gonna lie to you, my mama got all of her feelings. Now granted, all of these kids have been in our family since they were 2 weeks old. My mama got all in her feelings and she was trying to discourage them from going. And I'm assuming she was feeling like, you know, oh God, somebody's gonna take my kids from me, or somebody's gonna take my place in their lives, so on and so forth. And I remember getting into a very intense argument with my mama, telling her, yet ma, you raised these kids, nobody's ever gonna leave you, but no matter what you do in life, you don't know what it feels like to not have any connection with your biological parents, and they do. You've got to step out out of that and let them do whatever it is they need to do to make themselves feel whole. Going through that experience personally, I was expecting this woman to be a little hesitant or hands off. And I'm going to tell you something. She handled the situation in the way that any adoptive mother should have. She secured the children first, which meant before Skye got there, I'm sure she has had conversations because her loyalty is to those kids. What do you want to do? How do you want to feel? What is too much for you? And I will be there to supervise it when it becomes too much. You see what I'm saying? She did like that. I was feeling pretty down today just for a plethora of reasons. And that lady really just made me feel good and gave me hope and humanity in the fact that there are still good people out there. Skye, I hate that it happened to you. You know, I really do. Skye, I don't think Skye's a bad mother. I don't think Skye's a bad person. I think Skye played the hand that she was dealt. I think, honestly and truthfully, the same compassion that I have for Skye's kids is the same compassion that I have for her. Because nobody wakes up and says, I want to be fucked up. Skye's mama fucked her up. Unbeknownst to her, she had mental illness. Her family probably wasn't equipped to deal with her. And y'all know how that stuff runs in minority communities when it comes to mental illness. Like, we're just not there yet. It's so funny because I look back at situations now in my own life, some things that my mother used to do. My family's like, oh, she crazy. She going through, they used to yell at her, so on and so forth. And it's like, now that I'm older and I've been around the block, I realize, no, my mother was depressed and deeply. And everybody, when she would act in a way that wasn't in accordance with the way people thought she should act, she was written off as crazy, combative, difficult, all these other things. And it's like she was dealing with depression. And it's funny because I wonder how life would have been different for her and for us had instead of somebody saying, Mildred, you crazy, let me stay the hell away from around here, that they had enough forward thinking to say something may not be right here, let me see if we can get her some help. And so I say all that to say that mental illness can be cyclical, at least the effects of it can be. You know, Skye's mom had an undiagnosed mental illness. Then when you throw that into play with drugs and everything, it fucked up her life and made her ill-equipped to take care of these kids. And now this boy has got all this rage inside of him as a result of something that happened 3 or 4 generations prior. With that being said, though, I'm going to tell you something. Is it me? Or does it feel like somebody is putting a little something in Genesis's head, whichever way is grammatically correct, and is tilting the scale in his head? The moment that woman told me that the adoptive mother or his mother said that he was a perfect child one day, got in contact with his biological father and has become a different child, it sounds and feels to me that that man is taking advantage of this boy's vulnerability and his natural desire to want to be a part of his biological parents' lives, and has tilted the scale in his favor to try to absolve himself of his own guilt. Because here's the thing. I don't give a damn the circumstances surrounding the story. Takes 2 parents to make a child. Takes 2 parents to raise them. So, Mr. Dad, if you were so perfect and had your shit going on and loved your kids so damn much, then why didn't you pick up where Skye left off? Why didn't you go get your kids out of adoption? Why didn't you, your mammy, your uncles, your grandmammy, whoever on your side of the family, go and get them damn kids? I think it's fucked up for the dad in this situation to say anything more to that child than You can't blame me or your mother because both of us were ill-equipped. Alright? Now y'all don't told me that Skye done told some lies about having twins and this, that, and the third, so on and so forth. And by all means, if you tell a lie, that makes you a liar. But can we have a little compassion in this situation? Let's think about it. We live in a society where people already look down on you if you young and have kids. This girl had 2 kids at the age of 15. So she's the ultimate pariah. Not excusing it, but I totally understand why she would say I have twin boys. I'm not going to negate the fact that I got 2 kids. I don't want y'all to look down on me twice. It looks a little better if I had 2 in one sitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it don't make it right, but I totally get it. I don't know what other lies Skye done told because I didn't watch. I ain't about to watch 5 seasons. But I'll say this. VH1, y'all did a really good job. I was so enthralled in this episode. And this is what reality TV is supposed to be. Give us a real life look into people's lives. This is one of the ways where you can balance out all the ratchet shit and find some positivity in reality television. Like, I really do feel this episode is going to help heal a lot of families, a lot of people who are out there going through things, a lot of mothers that are giving their kids up for adoption. And I hope that with time, this young man, he doesn't have to let Skye back into his life, but I hope he can find a way to release some of this anger. And I will say this, once he continues to go through life and make some of his mistakes, and you know when you get to that critical age of like 30, you look back on your life and the things you thought you knew, you didn't know, and you start to just grow. And when you make mistakes of your own that you want people to absolve you for, it softens you. And hopefully he'll experience some things in life that'll soften him and he'll be able to open up his arms to his mom more. I will say this. I said this in the previous video. I can tell you a large part of the problem is that those kids saw their mama on TV, Tootsie rolling and Dutsy whining, and their immediate response was, oh, she can't do nothing with us, but she on TV making all this money, doing this, doing that, doing that. And and the proof in it is that the moment Skye sat down at that table with when she started explaining, I don't want you to think I'm rich. It ain't like I'm rich and now I can take care of y'all. I was working at Macy's filming on my lunch break. They wasn't paying me nothing. And she telling you the exact, honest truth. People look at you and think because you do TV and make TV appearances and whatnot that you got a lot of money. All the different times that y'all don't see me on TV, y'all would fucking laugh if I told y'all how much I was being paid of the times that I've got paid. You see what I'm saying? So I went through a mental thing with my own self and my family. People thought the minute you make it to TV, you rich or you got money. And many times when I did TV, it took my attention from other places and I lost money. Catch them teas. But this was a really good episode. Melody in that trailer park thing, that's a lie. Because parking a car in New York City is bad as high as the damn apartment. So we know y'all not living in that. Miss Me with that black ink. Donna with the mace and the cooch. Yeah. Caesar and his baby mama, I mean, you know, that's cool or whatever. You talking about mending fences with a bitch that you got 5 more years on the child support with. Pay that lady her money and go on about your business. The way Melody locked the door on that girl, yeah, the rest of it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm still iffy with Black Ink crew. Like, it's got components of it that I love, and then it's got equal components of it that I'm like, I don't have to have. So I'm still on it. I'm gonna give it another week. Anyway, girl, let me get in and get my hair right, because we going out tonight. Tonight to dinner. A nice dinner. Go down to the bar afterwards. And That's that. I'll call you later. Bye.